Hi, parents. This is Andrew Taylor from LG Celtic Soccer Club. I wanted to bring you guys a quick video to go over our 9v9 system of play for the club. This is for coaches, for parents, and for our players to better understand what we do at the club and what we're trying to achieve through our systems of play. Um, I'm hoping that this video could be something that you can sit down with your player with as a reference when the coaches are speaking about what they're asking for. This should be a good reference for them to go and see that in person. I know a lot of players work differently, verbally seeing it, doing it. So hopefully this is going to help you guys all come together and just have that one goal of trying to understand it together. What is a system of play? Well, a system of play is the way that we play as a club. Whether it be our youngest kids to our oldest kids, we try to have the exact same system of play. We try to play out of the back as much as possible and only using the punt as a last resort. We try to play with skill, technique, and focus to try and build through the 3/3. And we try to transition offensively and defensively as a unit. And a bunch of that stuff is stuff that we'll go on and discuss through this video. The system of play is the way that we play. It's not our formation, it's the way that we play within our formation. And for the kids, a lot of this will come as new to them or they're working on it currently. But by the time they get to 11v11, they should be able to understand what our system of play is at the club. We try to play that best style of soccer. We try to play the possessive style of soccer where we possess the ball longer. And we try to make sure that we're punishing teams that don't play the same style as we do. So firstly, we'll just go on how we start the game. It's the basic part of how we want to start the game and how we want to be going forward. As you can see right now, our starting position should show width, height, and balance. This gives us more options to play from kickoff. We don't want to be playing the ball sideways from direct kickoff. We want to be playing it back in our center mid so we can shift the ball side to side. We should be looking to play the ball forward at any earliest opportunity. It's just really important that we try to push that ball forward. If we go too negative, then they can press us and push up on that. So we're trying to really go on the attack right from the first touch. Once that happens, you'll see a little bit different shift of our team. And it's really important that the team shifts. But as our starting position for the opposition kickoff, you'll see is a little different. We're coming into the middle. We're condensing the space. We're not making it easy for us, for the opposition to play through the middle of us. We should be compact and showing the opposition the width, not the middle of the field. Ultimately, the middle of the field is where all the goals get scored or get scored on us. So we want to make sure that we're taking that away for the opposition. Why do we play out of the back? Why do we not punt? Okay, this is a question that we get asked very often. The easiest thing to do right now is to go and punt the ball long, have a fast player run onto it who's athletic, run past and score a goal. That's great. As they get older, those types of plays stop happening. Those types of plays are not conducive to high school soccer, college soccer, or the professional game. So that's why we try to adhere our soccer to playing at the highest standards. The punt is there for a reason. If we're getting a lot of pressure on our backs and we're continuously playing out and they're continuously pressing, we do want to relieve that pressure by playing up and playing over them. But that's a last resort. So the reason we don't punt is that we're trying to get the ball on the ground. We're very skillful and technical. Teams that play big ball, kickball, those are teams that don't have the skill level. We're trying to teach our kids to have that skill level where they play with under pressure with the ball at their feet and have the confidence in the dribble and the pass. So that's one of the main reasons why we try not to punt. Again, we're not totally taking it out of our game. We want to make sure that we're using it as a relief rather than our option number one. So what should our shape look like when we have a goal kick, per se? So what we're looking to do is we're really trying to find the spaces and build through this. We need to have the height, which is our number 9, which is our center forward. We need to have our width, which is our 11 and our 7. And we need to have our depth, which is our 2, 4. And then you've got your balance with the 5, 6, and the 8. These are just positional numbers, don't need to memorize them, but what you can see is we're trying to have that balance where we have angles. You'll see a lot of triangles, and you'll see that a little bit more in depth in a little bit. Our first option should always be out to our sides. So we're looking to have that first option going out to our 2 and our 4, which is our left center back, our right center back, if we're playing 3. The reason for this is we want pressure to come onto our defense. We don't want 4 players coming and pressing us. We want 1 player, which means that we have 1 player open. So we want to come from the side, make sure that our players are having those options from our center backs, and our goalkeeper has a good footing on where the pressure is coming from. Then we'll move on to our option 2. If the goalkeeper feels that there's too much pressure coming our way, and it's too much of a risk to play to that first option, we have that second option, which is a direct option to our outside mids. So our left mid and our right mid. It's a lot of the players may not have big enough kick for that, and that's okay. But that's an option that we try to explore. Okay. The third option, which is our last option, is we're still looking to go big. We're not looking to have any purpose to this. We're looking to get the ball out. And that's our very last option when we feel there's too much pressure and we want to alleviate the pressure. Most likely the other team is pressing 4 players up there, and then we can hopefully find that relief pressure into our center mids. And again, this is all based on whether or not the players can make that pass, which I understand some can't, but that's what we're looking for our options in regards to playing out of the back. Now, what are we trying to achieve by this? We're really trying to triangulate these patterns. And these patterns are just a general soccer pattern. The triangle is always a pattern that we can always have 2 options on. So if we have a triangle, we're always going to have 2 options here. So that's what we're looking to build from this. And it could be any combination of 3, 4 passes here to build your triangle. And it's not something that's a set play where we go, okay, we go from the 2 to the 8 to the 5 to the 6 to the 9. That's not how soccer works. But these triangles, these are positions that your players need to uptake when the ball's in bounds and we're playing out of the back, so we can try to receive and try to build through the final thirds there. What are the thirds of the field? Okay, so basically we're trying to not take away anything from the individual thinking of the player. What we want to do is we want to give them the options and we want to guide them through these options. So the 3/3 of the field, you'll have your defensive third, your middle third, and your attacking third. And we'll go through these thirds just now. So in your defensive third, it's really important that you are the start of the attack. We need to understand how important you are to that, and starting the attack for your team is very important. You need to be able to build through the middle third. So we're not looking to go long ball to the attacking third. We're trying to build through the middle third, whether that be our center mids or outside mids. We're trying to counter the pressure that the other team is providing. If they're putting 3 players on the left-hand side, we're trying to swing that ball to the other side, which will alleviate that pressure. And that brings us to the last one, is switch the point of attack. So we're looking to bring the opposition to one side. That means they bring numbers over to that side, and then we're looking to switch the ball to the other side. This is switching the point of attack, and what it does is it makes it unbalanced for the team. So if we've got good shape, we should find players up on our sides, and we'll be able to counterattack them in through the middle third. So in the middle third, we're looking to combine. We're looking to dribble and dribble into the space if it is available. In the combination, we're looking to try and combine to switch the point of attack and, again, counter the pressure. If they have clogged the middle down, we're looking to go wide on that play. Next one would be your penetrating passes. We're looking to make those passes that gets our forwards and our outside mids into the attacking third as soon as possible. Yes, the dribble may be on, but as soon as we find pressure, we're looking to alleviate that pressure by finding that penetrating pass into the attacking third, so we can get into the final third. And we're still looking to switches of play. So we're trying to go from side to side to keep the other team on balance. Once we do that, we get into the attacking third. This is where we're really looking to get into that dribbling aspect. 1v1 soccer combination is great, but we're looking to dribble with we're looking to penetrate with our dribble. In these areas, we're looking for players to shoot on sight. A lot of soccer is based on just having that natural instincts to go and just pull the trigger. I would love to see that a little easier and a little bit more at Celtics, is just players having that shot off a little sooner. And also we're looking to combine when we don't have that shot. So it's okay to combine outside to the outsides and back into the middle and switch that play. But we got to make sure that we're not giving up a shot to combine, because ultimately, once we get the opportunity to shoot, we want you to take that shot. Then the last part is just supporting the attack. Our midfielders need to support that attack. Our defense needs to support the attack as well by stepping up, and each coach has a different style and how they do that. But we're really looking to support our attack as a team to help our teammates out where we have a better opportunity scoring there. The next part we're going to be working on is just the transition defense. So as you saw there, we built up through the 3 firsts. So we're building out of the back right now. So we've just won the ball back now. It's not a goal kick. We're looking at transition. So you can see the arrows where we're looking for our players to transition. We were in a defensive shape. Okay, and now we're trying to transition into an attacking shape. So what you're looking for is the number 2 gets the ball. Number 11 is going to get wide for me. Our number 7 is going to get wide. Our number 9 is going to get high. So that's our height and our width. 6s and 8s are going to try and find those triangulations in the middle. Our 3 opens up, and our 5 is going to give us the depth at the back, just in case we do lose the ball. So really looking hard at trying to get the open space. And when we do that, should look a little bit like this with our height, our width, and our depth. Okay. So once we transition, we need to push the ball with speed and penetration. So as you can see with our shape right now, we're looking to connect through in here between our 2 and our 8. We still have the 11 here, but we're really trying to isolate this pass right away. So then we can build into the final third and we can get everybody up into the transition. So the faster we transition, the better, but don't mix that up with booting the ball as hard as we can and as far as we can. We have to do it through the middle third. So we have to pass from our defensive third to our middle third, from our middle third to our attacking third. And that would be the perfect transition for me. So now once we've transitioned, now we have been in the attacking transition. Now we have to transition back into a defensive transition. So our number 9 lost the ball at this moment. What we're looking to do is we're really looking to transition as a team to make sure that we get back. And this is the hardest part, because everybody loves attacking going forward and the prospect of having a goal. But the hardest part sometimes is having to transition onto the defensive side. So the arrows are going to show us kind of what the situation would be in tracking back and covering the space and a player. So the number 9, which is our striker, our center forward, is looking to press that ball as soon as possible. If the number 9 hasn't been able to press the ball, then we will need another player to step, usually the closest. So in this instance, the number 8 would step up and the number 6 would slide across. But what we're looking to do is we're looking everybody to transition into that defensive shape, and we're looking to shift to the side of the ball. So you'll see all the arrows are pointing to the right-hand side right now, because we're trying to force them to the right-hand side, and we're trying to take away the options to switch the ball. So if we do this, this will give us a lot of time. And a lot of the time we're looking just to cover space. We're not really tracking back on a player. So it's just great soccer to just transition back automatically, and then we can step to the ball. So the transition is really important that we get goal side. So once we get goal side, if you see with our number 11 here, we're goal side on the number 11, which means our back is closer to our goal than their front. So really important that we understand that part of the game, and marking the inside of the player is key, because ultimately where all the trouble comes from is the center of the field. So we want to keep the other teams out of the center of the field by pushing them on the width. So I wanted to just go over some soccer verbiage that we use. These are general, and there's many different ways of saying it. Each coach has their own vocabulary in regards to this, but these are some that I use and wanted to share with you. Being goal side, tuck inside, track back, show the player to the outside, show them one way, speed of play, and playing quicker. So I'm going to go over just what they mean to me. What is goal side? So again, I just described that. I am closer to my goal than the opponent, and that's just really key for us to make sure that we're goal side and inside. that if they are closer to our goal than we are, then we're chasing back, and ultimately they're in a better position to score than we are to defend. Tuck inside. We tuck inside again to protect the middle. The way I say it for my players is we're protecting our house. You stand in front of the door. You don't go and protect the windows of the garage just yet. You protect the front door. So if we tuck inside of the player, that gives us the option to push them on the outside, which allows us to get back on the defensive side quicker. Tracking back. So if you hear the word track back, that means that we are not goal side. So the opportunity for the other team to score is a little higher. So we're looking to track back and get goal side and inside of them as soon as possible. Again, these may come along in games, they may not, but it's really important that we understand the vocabulary and what we're trying to do with that. Show the player to the outside. So if we're trying to show the player to the outside, again, we're trying to show them to the position that's furthest away from the goal. If we push them to the outside, we have a better chance of covering and a better chance of stopping them from breaking through our lines. Show them one way. So this is this is more on the attacking third side of the field. What we're trying to do is if a defense is able to shift the ball right to left continuously, we're going to waste a lot of energy running side to side without actually having an attempt to get the ball. So what we want to do is we want our strikers to show one way, which means they arc their run and push them to one side. So if they're pushing to the right-hand side, everybody sees them arcing their run, and that means the full team is going to press into that little pocket, and it's basically a trap. We're trying to trap them into that little pocket of space so we can try to receive the ball. The worst thing that can happen is we try to trap and we do not have success. They switch the ball and we're going to be odd numbers out, and we're not going to be able to have success in regards to that. So it's really key that we show them one way. What is speed of play? So one of the most important things is understanding speed with speed of play. You know, just kicking the soccer ball is fast, but it's not with speed of play in regards to having a plan. So what we're trying to get our players to do is try to think before they receive. So if they're receiving on the left-hand side, they're checking their shoulder to make sure the next player and the next pass is on. They receive and they have that thought already in their mind. Too many players are thinking as they receive, and we're looking for players to think before they receive. And that's really key. So the speed of play is having the discipline to see the play before it and playing it in a quick manner, 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. And understanding where the pressure is coming from. And the speed of play, again, doesn't mean that you're doing everything 100 miles an hour. What it means is we're doing it with an efficient way, and we're thinking before the play happens. What does playing quicker mean? So this is one of the, again, quicker doesn't mean just kicking it. Quicker means having that thought process and understanding it. And believe it or not, that's all on the coach. We as coaches have the duty to try and make sure that your players are playing with speed and understanding the game a little quicker. And that comes with coaching and it comes with time. We introduce it at the 9v9 level because we're trying to get those ideas into their minds before 11v11, where everything gets bigger, everything gets more confusing. And it's really important for them to understand that playing quicker is really important of trying to connect, trying to figure out what we're trying to do, having the game plan, and also understanding the patterns of the play. So if the player is being told to play a little quicker, it's got nothing to do with their actual speed. It's basically in their mind. We're trying to get them to figure out that problem as quick as possible. A lot of the times I relate it to a math problem where, when we're looking at a simple math problem of one add one, what we're doing is processing that before it's even finished and giving you the answer. That's what we're trying to achieve with each and every one of these players, rather than a harder math problem where it takes longer to figure out. We're trying to have them that training of the muscle memory, so that the muscle memory will allow them to continue to make that happen once they get into that situation the next time. So that's really important. That quicker doesn't mean lack of speed or slowness. It just means that we're trying to achieve something before it happens, which will help these kids going into their seasons. So I appreciate you. I hope this helped coaches, parents, and players. We're going to try and get all of these out for all of our age groups and make sure that we're all on the same page. We really do appreciate you and everything that you've done. And, the club continues to grow because our parents and our players really buy into our process. the beautiful style, and I want that to continue. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call, an email, reach out to your coaches, and thank you for your time. Have a great day. Bye now.